Okay, welcome everyone to this, what I think is a very exciting opportunity to listen to our friends from Arcelor Mittal. But before we get started, I'll do some introductions and a little housekeeping for everyone that's joined. If you have questions, we ask that you put the questions while you're listening to the presentations into the chat function. And then at the end of both presentations, we would then field these questions. We find that's a little easier and keeps the flow going. So with that, I will now start the introduction. So first of all, I would like to introduce our friend and colleague from Global Affairs Canada, Trade Commissioner Franz Brandenberger. He started a career in a few very large banks such as Citibank and Bank Norte, in operations in Brazil, and gained experience in mineral commodity exports to Europe and USA and wholesale commercial business for a private group in Switzerland. Over the past 20 years, his goal has been focused on developing commercial opportunities between Brazil and Canada in key sectors such as mining. So I'd like to formally welcome our friend Franz. Before that, though, I'd also like to take the privilege to welcome and introduce our guest speakers from Arcelor Mittal today. We have Jardel Ferreira, and he is a metallurgical engineer and has been with Arcelor Mittal for more than 35 years in the steelmaking business, but as he likes to say, working for different companies. He has worked in a wide variety of areas, from metallurgy and quality control, production planning, engineering and capital investment projects, to operations, which he was head of the operations in the cold mill galvanizing lines of Vega Works and the hot strip mill in Tabarero. So, excuse me on that pronunciation. But for the past year, he has been coordinating the implementation of the Digital Innovation Network for the flat carbon segment in Brazil. He has an executive MBA and a master's degree from the University of Toronto. And due to that education, he is also a proud dad of a Canadian boy. So welcome. Our other guest speaker from Arcelor Mittal is Rodrigo Montezuma. He is a civil engineer, graduated from the University of Minas Gerais, and he has worked in civil construction projects and construction sites and has been with Arcelor Mittal since 2014. Although he has worked in the group for only 6 years, he considers having a lot of experience from the production processes, technical assistance, and product and market development to sales, and most recently, innovation with the Aqua Lab. So I'll save the presentation summary to our gentlemen when they speak, but first, Franz, if you would like to say a few words before our guests get to do their presentations.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction, Ryan. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Brazil. Nice weather. Anyways, it's a pleasure to have Arcelor Mittal with us today. But just to recall to all of you that our job, the TC job in Brazil, is to facilitate your business in this territory. If you need any help here, please contact me. I coordinate the mining sector all over the country, and I would be happy to help you to navigate into this market. And just to inform you as well that last year we visited over 25 mining exploration companies doing business in Brazil. The aim of this visit was to uncover their procurement needs on IT, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, digital twin solutions, and so on. So if you need some assistance over here, please just let me know. I will try to help you here in this country in the mining sector. And I would like to pass the word to our folks from Arcelor Mittal. And I'll be here until the end of this meeting. If you have any questions, it'd be a pleasure to answer all of them. Thank you.
Okay, probably I'll start. Okay, right. I'll share my screen here. Are you already following that? Are we okay? Yes.
Jardel,
Okay.
it's perfect.
Clear.
Yes,
So
go ahead, Lee.
this is a brief presentation. I'll try to keep as a pitch as if I were a startup, trying to be directly to the point. So I'm presenting you the Digital Innovation Network for the flat segment. Rodrigo Montezuma will talk about mining and long carbon later. Briefly, a presentation for the Arcelor Mittal. It's the biggest steelmaking group in the world, present in more than 60 countries, leader in all continents except Asia. In Brazil, we have productions, 3 operations in flat carbon, 17 in long, 5 in bioforest, 128 distribution and service centers, and 2 mining plants. We are able to produce 11.5 million tons of crude steel per year. Tubarão, which is the biggest steelmaking plant, is where we have the lab, what we call Inovice. In Portuguese, it will sound like innovate yourself. We have 11 R&D centers in the world, but the one we have here in our site is the only one outside Europe and USA, and the only one in the south of Ecuador, with more than 1,300 researchers. Innovation labs for digital and innovation and with open innovation. We only have 2. ASO Lab, which is Rodrigo will be presenting, is our friend that started first. In July, I believe it will make this first 2 years, and we are the second lab of the group. We just made 6 months of open operations since last November. The key message of this this slide is to show that our strategy is supported by digital, not elsewhere. So we have a strategy and we built a digital master plan to support it. So it's profitability based on business excellence performance, business not only operational, overall business based on market and product structure, optimizing footprint and operational benchmark. And then we're asking for the support of all the technological trends that we have around the world. And this probably is where I'm going to spend a little bit of time. This is our roadmap for the digital, for the analytics. And this is actually our actual priority, analytics. What we've already done with, we are already aware of the reactive conditions. We built our PIMS, we are process automation systems, SAP to support the overall thing. And by 2016, this is the yellow round circle on this graph, shows an assessment from McKinsey that placed ourselves with that level of analytical maturity in 2016. So we've been working to increase the conditions of our foundation, working with structure, increasing volume and velocity of data, and increasing variety of these data. As well as we are working on the other y-axis is the analytical competence of our teams. We cannot work with them separately. So now we are building the foundation for the big data and industrial IoT so that we can put above it our machine learning structure and sensoring so that you can go for autonomous decision, machine learning and deep learning process. This is what we expected to do by first semester of last year. We made our own assessment, and this is the yellow, the green circle in the middle. Placed ourselves a little bit ahead of what we expected since we did it in 2019. So we are building the whole plant, and when we talk about analytics, not only operations, we consider it for the supply chain, for health, and all the sort of analytical that can then support our decisions in the plant. 4 objectives on our Innovice programs. First is to accelerate deliverable of tangible results. We place ourselves what we call I am real. And I is to introduce the person as the center of the overall process. M comes from the from the English verb, but really Arcelor Mittal is there. And then we work with the word real to say that we want results in the R, ethics in the E, agile in the A, and lean structure in overall. So it's a human person-centered strategy, but considering obtaining results in the ethical way. We also want to become the lab, an agent of mindset change in the plant and in the segment. Contribute to associate Innovento to ArcelorMittal in the brand. We are in the middle of the capital of the state of Espírito Santo, here in south east of Brazil, and surrounded by this the city. It's they tend to see the iron making facility and not the high-tech facility that surrounds it, and also to strengthen the innovation ecosystem so that they can support us as well later on. So these are our key objectives. What we built in the beginning of the process was this left side of this picture. Before that, we have a funnel that had very restricted governance and compliance. So we made a structure of handling the life with the startups in a lighter compliance way. So you can have faster compliance, let bureaucracy to help it, make it faster, the entire process, so that they can become one of our suppliers very, very fast. So this, and then while we are working with the proof of concepts, they are already being acquainted with our process and the documents they probably need to be further consolidated customer supplier for us, This is our concept. We consider ourselves to be the left top side. It's a monoculture. Very risky to become in that condition, especially when you live a condition like COVID. The interactions with the ecosystem, which is our top right side, brings the fast learning, the logic, the low cost solution, the collaborative mind, the learn to accept errors and make fast adjustments. This will bring us to new models and mindset. That's the way we understand the relationship with the ecosystem. We have 3 labs that we call the Innovation Network. Espírito Santo State is the one marked in this light beige color, and this is where we are. We have the plant, the Innovice lab, where it is in the site of the plant. And this is the site of Indis Lab, which one is in the top of the Federation of Industries here in the state, where it's a hub for that handles 10 different corporates working together with the digital solution with the startups. We also have a lab in the south where we have our galvanizing and cold line. And this lab is where we are linked to the state is very close geographically in terms of the conditions with Espírito Santo, close to the sea, pressed by the mountains, but they have a German background, and it's much more methodological and more mature in terms of the numbers of startups that they have there. So we want to support the plant that we have in the south, but learn with them as well. This is a summary of the projects, the initiatives we have already with us, 190 working, ongoing or on hold. 75 of them in idea condition. Those are the ones we are looking for. I'm talking about the top part of the left side of the graph. So 75 initiatives waiting for startups to work with us, 24 in POC, proof of concept, 15 in pilot, 76 in projects. We are mainly focused on analytics. I'm looking for the right top side of the graph. So 112 of those initiatives are analytics and 78 automation. This is our digital density, is our verticals where our priorities are, and 71% of our projects are linked to the core function of our plant. Although we see a lot of works increasing in the levers, especially because of environmental and health and safety due to COVID. So this is being increased, the number of projects and initiatives on the lever side. So that's the idea of our portfolio and how we prioritize them. This is the main challenge that we put in place. This congress that we've made in Brazil, just for you to have a look, we work together with Long Carbon to predict conveyor belts burning and breaking. This is the work together with us, although the project is being handled by us. Detection and characterization of grading of atmospheric plumes. So this is really to environmental system in analytical conditions. And in the long carbon water leak detection in electric oven panels, that we also want to keep us with the results for our blast furnace. In Findus Lab, we put two challenges to predict or identify atmospheric industry in emissions in industry, or working with thermal electric power plants, and robotics application of repeated industrial activities here, so that you can have a look of all the sort of challenge that we are putting in the market. Here is a summary of typical challenges on analytics: computer vision and sound for processing and detection deviation, pig iron in environmentals, machine learning, industrial signaling to detect environmental risks, and machine learning image and signal for processing, create a virtual sensor that can include double IoT sensors, and machine learning innovative way for maintenance industrial projects. That's you're gonna have it recorded, and you can have the contact. And I left my own contact in the bottom of this if needed to further discussions.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I guess now we'll just, again, for all the participants, we'll address any questions through the chat window, and we'll do that at the end of the second presentation. So we'll hand it over now to, I believe, Rodrigo. The floor is yours.
Okay, let's do it. First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and to show you a bit of what we're doing and how we can connect. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Montezuma.
Okay, so I'm part of Asolab since last year. As Jardel said, it's an innovation lab for long carbon here in Brazil. And we are located also in the southeast of the country, but in a different state, in Minas Gerais. We are a bit more than 2 years old, and I believe we have achieved a while, but we still have a lot to do, and we see how the initiative is positive for the company, and we have been learning and developing more and more. So before talking about specifically Asolab, I would like to show you how the Brazilian innovation system is. We have many actors of the government, especially for promotion and providing infrastructure and education. We have companies from all types, from startups to huge companies like we are. There are the ICTs that are research centers, private or public. The class entities responsible for regulations and help to represent uh, uh, groups of companies or markets, specific markets. And as also Jardel showed, habitats and supports, the SEBRAE, the S systems, as he showed some of their challenges. And the objective is to provide innovation by the socially demands. So here I would like to show a bit. We are a company, obviously, and we are in great relationship with other companies and lots of startups for our demands, our internal demands, and also a great relationship with habitats and support. They have their own programs, they have their own manpower and technology, so it's very positive to have good relationship with these segments of society. Asolabi is organized in 4 different but complementary processes. I'm now working with projects and connections, and our goal is to provide more value to the company and also the open innovation ecosystem. We connect to this ecosystem, and we try to resolve issues, our own issues, with their help. So it's the concept of a co-creation using agile methodologies and applying the lean startup direction. The other process is the innovation culture and skills. Also, like in Odyssey, we believe that it's also necessary to stimulate people's innovative mindsets, because we can use all the methodologies in trying to do things differently, but if people in the company don't see it the way we do, we won't have the results. Promotion and investment, because we have excuse me, my little daughter showed up here. Promotion and investments, we try to capture external financial resources to help us realize our projects, and also to identify strategic opportunities to invest. It's something new. We're experimenting now in Asolab. And also strategic relationship to increase the Arcelor Mittal brand, its exposure, and attract new talents to the company and promote the development of the innovation ecosystem. You excuse my Portuguese in the presentation. It's not all translated, but I'll provide it to you properly, okay? So we are supported by 3 pillars, as we say. One of them is strategic relationship, as I said. And just to show some of our main achievements in 2019, we received a few prizes. We were first place in the Open Innovation Week. It's one of the biggest innovation events in Brazil. We received the sixth place in the national ranking, also for 100 open startup for the big corporations category. So with a bit more than 1 year of Asolabi, we already had these two very important prizes in our ecosystem, and it made us very, very happy. We have achieved almost 10,000 followers in social media. We have done 7 internal events. We have 3 different types of internal events: Arcelor Talks, Arcelor Meetups, and Arcelor Connections. And we have achieved more than 800 connections with the innovation ecosystem in Brazil. So although we are located in Minas Gerais, we have connections all over the country, especially in São Paulo, Minas Gerais, and Santa Catarina. Innovation culture, some of our main achievements. We have what we call the innovation ambassadors. They are people who receive trainings and they have moments with us in Asolabi through the year, and they have the roles to share what they learn with us in their business units, and also to bring us opportunities of projects. And we have people from all business units in the company, in the country. So this it's a huge exchange for all of us, and great opportunity to implement our methodologies to their own business units in specific projects. We have 2 other culture programs. They are program Inovação for the people in the factories to provide ideas that become projects and bring value to the company, and also the program DNA, the Innovator DNA, for the people working in the offices, also with the same objective, to give ideas and develop help them with our methodologies to become projects and to increase our value as a company. In projects and connections, we have concluded 14 MVPs in 2019, plus 5 this year in 2020. And these 14 projects, they have a potential gain of 17 million reais, which is nowadays, I don't know what the dollar is worth today, but it's a huge amount of money for our organization. We have projects from different areas, like sales, production, finance, mining. So our objective is to attend every business unit of the company. We go through 4 steps in our projects, from the idea through mapping pains or opportunities internal. We apply, as I said, agile methodologies in the concept, to understand and to validate those opportunities or pains. We make this opportunity into a project, and that's when we launch as a challenge for the innovation ecosystem, or we have a big database of startups and other companies to help us. And then the diffusion is when the MVP or the proof of concept is approved. So we helped the business units to actually improve the solution to their routine, because usually it's something new and they have no they don't know exactly how to adapt to all the changes these innovation projects bring them. Okay, so this is our part here as Asolab is to bring the methodology and the connections with business units and with external partners. This is how our project portfolio is today. So we have 15 concluded initiatives, plus some of them on hold, 9. And our focus is on safety and environment, cost reduction and productivity increase, income increase, and also quality and attendance. These are the 4 main focuses for our projects. Talking a bit about the mining segment, unfortunately, our colleagues from mining weren't able to be here because they are in a big strategic meeting. But I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about it. Okay, so I don't have the technical knowledge, so I'm sorry if I can't answer some of the questions, but I'll try to answer them to all of you with the mining team's help in a second moment. I don't know if you know, but there's a mining hub here in Brazil, in the city where Asolab is. Minas Gerais is probably the main mining state in the country. Lots of companies here, not only mining companies, but also suppliers and a big ecosystem. So the mining hub was born here in 2018, if I'm not wrong. And Arcelor Mittal is part of it. It's today there are 24 mining companies, 25 suppliers, and it's not 5 but 6 project main themes for the projects: operational efficiency, energy, waste and water management, safety, and social development. And the hub's objective is to, like we do in Asolab, through open innovation, help the mining companies to increase their value or to reduce their costs or make better their relationship with the communities and so on. Okay. We have already launched 2 challenges in the mining hub, each one for one of our mines. One of them was the material real-time analysis, and we worked with a startup. It didn't work out the way we wanted, but we are, with the mining hub help, trying to get to a different solution. And the other project is still ongoing. It's the geotechnical control for stacks and dams. The solution is the electro-resistivity and water measurement through optical instrumentation of piezometers. Okay, so it's something we are testing in one of our mines. Obviously, the COVID is not, we're not able to do the things we wanted the way we wanted, but we're gonna get there hopefully. And they also, the mining teams also showed me other demands they have. Fuel consumption reduction, especially diesel for the mining equipments. Embankments revegetation, if there's any new technology or polymer to help us in that matter. And also fine ore extraction from waste piles. one of our mines has large concentration of fine ore in the waste piles. So we bought the mine a while ago. So it's also a way to increase the life cycle of the mine. Okay, so these are some of our demands today. I think that's it for my presentation. I'll send it to you, all the details, and also my contacts if you need anything. And once again, if I can't answer the most technical questions, I'm sorry, but I'll try to do it in a second moment with the specialist's help. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Rodrigo. And I think, and Jardel, I think, again, I'll ask people if they do have questions to utilize the chat function on Zoom here, and then we can then direct the questions that way. We have okay, it's a lot of writing. Okay, let's start with this one. Could you speak more to fuel consumption reduction? Can someone speak to that, or is that from the mining group?
It's from the mining group. Well, I know it's we're talking about diesel, and especially for the big mining equipments. But I'm sorry, I don't know any greater details.
Okay, no, okay, understood. Our friend Boris from Site Power, he has, I think this is more of a comment, but suggests holistic, ready-to-go, contemporary, innovative solution for digital twin, digital mine concept, including IoT integration and many components provided by other vendors, fleet management, monitoring integration, micro-planning, and unique best-in-class support. So he definitely has a package solution there. I think he's trying to put there in front of you. It ends with a couple successful projects are available for reference. So he'd be very interested to reach out to you in that regard. So we'll.
I just left my contact with him. Actually, when he pumped this movement into mining, he will probably go through Rodrigo Montezuma when Asolab is the one handling mining. But if it's linked to steel making and flat, he can contact me. We can arrange a meeting like this one, and he can present it to us.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. Okay. Okay, a little more clarification on the fuel. What kind of fuel? What kind of tank? What is the procurement process? And who do we submit the proposal to? So again, I think that's geared towards your mining group specifically. And if I understand, Franz, Rodrigo, you can take these questions back to the owners, if you will, of your mining group, and they can get the answers back to them.
Yes,
So
and also feel free to send us presentations or cases you have, so we can show the mining teams, and I think that way will be easier to them to understand what
okay.
solutions are.
Okay, and I think that answers the follow-up question here, which was, how can we present solutions to topics inside the mining's demand, and is it through AquaLab?
Ryan,
Yes.
just to add to all presenters, if you would like to contact Arcelor, just send me a request. I will put you in contact with the mining guys here in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, or the guys in the screen in Vitória as well. No worries, just send me a request. I will try to do my best to link the company to Arcelor Mittal.
Great. Okay, thanks, Franz. And again, this is all being recorded, so that link will be provided as well. So they'll be you'll be able to review the presentation again. I have a question actually. Is how would a company like one of the participants here, how would they join the mining hub? What would be the process there?
I think they could be joining as a supplier, right? I can give you the contact of their director. It's Claudia, her name. And I think that would be the best way to reach them and understand how these things work in the mining hub.
Okay, and I think to Franz's assistance there, maybe what we can do, Franz, is we can get the information, then we can share it back out to the participants that were on the call today to let them know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in contact with Claudia. Claudia is the manager of the mining hub. The mining hub is located here in the state of Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte, and I'm in regular contact with Claudia. If you would like to join the mining hub, just let me know. I will connect you with the guys there.
Okay, perfect. A question here, with regard to your material real-time analysis, what is typically the material being measured? The gentleman works, or the person works for a company in Vancouver that makes these types of solutions for in shovel and belt measured, specifically for certain types of metals.
Okay, I can speak a little bit more about this project. I've been involved a while, so the objective is to have the mineral composition in real time. How we do it today, we extract a few samples and send them to the laboratories. So we have the results in approximately 2 hours after that extraction. So sometimes the material is already in the train to the ports. So that would be great to know what we are producing and transporting in real time, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely a common, I see that as an industry, the real-time analysis piece.
Yeah,
for
that was clear.
For Patrick, this is a challenge that we placed to the ecosystem here through FinSlab. But specifically for steel making, what we would like to have is just the basicity, CaO over SiO2, only that for the piles preparing to be sent to the blast furnace or sent to the sinter plant. In that sense, so that we can adjust our mathematical model and operational process, not 8 hours later. So this would be a nice solution for the steel, not only mining segment, as well for us.
Right, good. No, thanks for that. I have a question to both you gentlemen. You mentioned, open innovation and collaborating with startups and that. With regards to IP, that's always a bit of a touchy subject. Who owns the IP in the collaboration at the end of the day?
Good question.
Yeah.
Question was to Rodrigo, but I can answer that as well.
Okay.
But anyway, Rodrigo, I think this is in our case, it's case by case. For instance, we just had a very nice startup here that were able to develop a solution that made an app for cell phones, mobile phones, that we are ready to identify how close a person is to the other, and to identify someone that, for instance, got the COVID, who he touched or entered in contact with. So I want to send this to anyone. I want everyone to have this app. This for me is IP is from that plant. Although we had the idea of, we asked for them for that solution. So in that case, we had no solution. But there's some analytics involved in our process that the key know-how or how the process works is so related to us that we would like to make an IP agreement differently for that case, or at least prevent this solution to be sold to the steelmaking business or market. So in our case, it's case by case. I don't know how you're handling that, Rodrigo.
Yes, in our case, it also depends. We analyze case by case. It depends on what we provide to the development, what the startup or the company or the research center provides. In the mining hub projects, I know that 100% of the projects, the IP is from the startup. The mining companies are not able even to request to share the IP or something like that. But in our case, in Aslab, it depends.
Okay, perfect.
Most times, not most times, but a couple of times we test, especially in proof of concept situations. The startup or the company already has the solution developed, so it makes no sense for us to fight for the IP or to try to negotiate it. But if we develop something together, then it's a different case.
Right. Okay. That's I would say that's
Ryan,
a very fair answer.
Just to reinforce what Rodrigo Montezuma has just said, all projects being developed inside a mining hub, IP belongs to the startup companies. Just to be clear on that point.
Yeah. No, thanks, Franz. A couple other questions here. One is Arcelor Mittal looking for solutions with alternative energy, such as solar, and in what applications?
Yes, we are. I know that we are for our plants' roofs for our own consumption. Okay. Mm-hmm. Also, to sell plates, steel plates with panels,
solar panels.
Yes, as a sort of a new business model. Not only sell the plates, but also the solar panels.
Okay, thanks.
So we have an energy saving program that is linked to we are looking for anything that is interesting in terms of energy. In terms of solar, it links to our business. Solar will sell steel if you blend it to our solution. So the panels will be linked to a solution that we have with us. So it's good to develop new solutions and be ahead of the technology with partners that will work twinning in this gaining solution for both sides. So specifically for solar, but it's in terms of energy, we are always looking for something interesting, being analytics of controlling models or any different alternative solutions.
Okay, thank you very much. I think, yeah, Bruno Caram from Motion Metrics just wanted to mention I believe he's the new GM in Brazil, so I think you'll be hearing from him probably And just so you know, they've got camera-based solutions for fragmentation monitoring, and with AI camera sensing as well as that. So, yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, wait. So, sorry, you're on mute. You're on mute, Bruno.
Sorry, guys, I was mute. Thanks for warning me. So, Ryan, thanks for introducing me. I was told about this meeting by my manager, Farvar, that you might know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pleased to attend this meeting, although I was late because I was in another meeting with the headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to make Motion Metrics Brazil available to any consultancy, any needs from you guys that we can help or give some contributions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. There's another question here. Since we have a solution that would be interesting for ArcelorMittal for energy, for ArcelorMittal procurement process, what are the main steps and how much time does it usually take?
I don't think there's a prompt answer for that. It will depend on the proposed solution. What do you think?
I agree. I think it depends, and what I can say is that since Sasolab and Innovici exist, the time needed to do business with us in terms of innovative processes is way smaller than it used to be for regular processes.
Okay. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay. It's more in touch with, I think what Karen, you'll have to do is we'll have to get you set up with ArcelorMittal and I think I believe Franz we're collaborating to work with maybe setting up some of these meetings in a future date as well. So again, for the participants to understand that, to reach out to us, and we can maybe facilitate part of that as well. So I'll just put that.
That's it, Ryan.
Yeah. Another one here, question, is there an approved supplier portal that outlines the types of mining projects that we can bid on when calls to tender are available? So I guess, yeah, there's like a supplier portal. This is kind of more focused. I know you guys seem to have your innovation hubs, but this is more, I guess, for,
Our supply chain is the same one for all segments. So we do have a supply portal, and if you're not linked to that, you're gonna arrive and make a few comments. This will be analyzed and then further discussions. If you are in the innovation process, part of this bureaucratic steps is we jump them, bypass them, so that we move towards the experimental parts while this documentation moves forward, so we can gain speed and time. But if you intend to be a future supplier, just go straight to the portal that for supply chain. It's the same for the entire company.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Brazil, right?
Yes. True. Okay. I'm starting to see some comments in terms of introductions to companies. I think what we'll do is we'll make sure that these pieces of information are forwarded on to you. We are coming up to the top of the hour, and this might be a nice point to thank you, both Rodrigo and Jardel, for being able to present. What I find is very, very interesting. I think you definitely are showing the right path on how mining companies should be doing this innovation, how they're working with other companies and suppliers. And so thank you very much for this. We are recording this and we will get this to our participants, and we will get all the participants that are interested in meeting you in contact. That's our job. That's what me and Franz are here for. So Franz, thank you again for your collaboration in setting this up with Arcelor Mittal as well. And thank you for all the participants being here and for a very interesting set of presentations. So thank you very much for everyone. You know, take care and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Yes.
The pleasure was mine. Thanks, Rodrigo. Thanks, Jardel. Thanks, Lincoln.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay.
Obrigado.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Jardel.